You want to know how you can tell how much I like this show?
How much?
That I am foregoing Sunday Night Football to watch it. That's how you can tell.
I mean, when you put it like that.
How much I like the show. So
true.
There you go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Journey Through the Generations, and Relative Race is back.
It is back, season 8. It's hard to believe it's been 8 seasons.
Yeah, it's really crazy, and it feels like we just got done with season 7, right?
We did in May,
and I think that was because of COVID. Wasn't
correct. It was supposed to air earlier.
Season 8 is the regular timing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm glad that, we're back to the show.
Yes, it's one of my favorite shows. It's all about family. And it gives you this warm, fuzzy feeling, amongst all of the other reality shows that don't give you that feeling.
Yeah, for real. I really like this show too. And, I'm excited for it, to be back watching it every Sunday. And so, how did you feel about the teams? Did you, see anything that you liked or disliked? Or,
I think,
or how did you feel about the teams?
I like all the teams. I like all their stories. And if you've been following Relative Race for any amount of time, then you know that, somebody on one of the teams doesn't know their family. And I think the common theme now is going to be somebody on each team is going to be an adoptee.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what they want to do. They want to really introduce people to their immediate family, not just third and fourth cousins. Like when it first started in the beginning of the series in seasons 1 and 2. So I wasn't shocked that somebody on each team was adopted.
Yeah, it just it makes for good TV too.
It really does.
So I'm sure that was a part of it as well, yes. Because it is a game, but it's still TV, and they need people to watch it.
Yes, it makes for good TV, also, like you said. But at the same time, these people who sign up for this show know the possibilities that they might meet a sibling or a parent, or we haven't seen it, but maybe meet a child or something. I don't know.
Right. Well, no one's going to want to watch me because I know my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters.
This is true. We wouldn't be able to get on.
Yeah, even though part of my tree I didn't know. So I guess they could have gone that route, but it's not intriguing.
Yeah,
not like this. So.
Yeah, no.
But they started off in Nashville, which is, I was just like, Nashville is one of the fastest growing, hottest cities. Yeah,
you just said
right
that a
now.
couple weeks ago.
Yep, and I was like, everybody's moving there. It's growing like crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's more than
the
country
food,
music.
It's crazy. Hell, I want to go to.
Nashville is one on the list of places that I want to visit.
Yeah,
I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we were there like a layover trip.
Yeah, overnight.
We didn't really get to do
going
anything.
Through there, yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. How fast it seems like Nashville is growing. So
that's true.
It's when they started the show, it was like, welcome to Nashville.
Nashville,
and I was like, okay. Yeah,
it's official.
That makes sense.
Nashville is on the to-do list.
Yeah, I just wonder if at the end it's going to be in Nashville too, or if it's somewhere else.
I think they usually go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Very rarely do they go back to the same place they started. But also what was cool is they flew in helicopters to the meeting place with Dan. So I thought that was really cool. And I'm not sure where they left from, because I'm pretty sure they probably didn't leave from their home.
No, where the helicopters were?
Yeah.
It was at an airstrip or airport.
Right. I'm saying I think they probably left from their house, their home city, to go to Nashville.
You mean in the helicopter?
Yeah.
No, all the helicopters were in Nashville.
Okay,
at the
that's
airport.
what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, it looked really cool on TV. Them, getting on the helicopters and flying over and seeing all of the buildings and everything of downtown Nashville. And it was really cool to see.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have liked that too much. I mean, I would have done it because it's the show.
You would have been smiling like they were?
Probably not.
I would have.
If I did, it would be a fake smile.
Well, as long as it's enclosed, that would have been fine.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so I thought it was fun that they started with a challenge right away.
Yes.
Before doing anything else.
I know. They usually introduce the teams and show the background of the teams first, and then they get into it. Mm-hmm. But they went straight into off the helicopter to the challenge, and then they introduced the team.
Yeah, and so they had to, in this challenge, they had to smash fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
Well, I think it was all fruits.
It was,
actually.
Well, yes. It was, tomatoes are fruit.
Yes. So to smash them and get the juice and pulp into cups.
Yes.
And then once it got to a certain line, the point on the cups, they had to drink it before they could get their keys to the car, mm-hmm. and give up their cell phones.
Yes.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, because you
used to do that first.
At the beginning, yes, they did the challenge, and I don't know if you remember, but Dan said that they're going to be incorporating some kind of food in each day of the race, which I think is exciting. I like food.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be in the way we think, though.
Oh, okay.
I think one of these is going to be like eating nasty stuff.
Ugh. I would not do well with that.
No, me either. We're just going to have to time out on that and just move on because I ain't eating no bugs.
No, I'm not. No. But it'll be interesting to see how they do that throughout, because everybody's in a different city. So somebody might be in a city that's not, known for food. Mm. So it'll be interesting how they do that twist in the rest of the season.
Yeah, I was, sitting there like listening to the rules of this challenge, mm-hmm. and I was like, go for the watermelons first. Because
which makes sense.
The watermelon is just water.
Yeah,
basically.
And it's the biggest fruit that they had out there. But mm-hmm. I probably would have had a hard time actually smashing the water. Because what was that thing that they were using to smash it with?
Some kind of mallet. I don't know how heavy it was.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember from the 80s, the comedian that used to...
Gallagher?
Yes,
mm-hmm.
That's what it reminded me of. But I don't think I would have the upper body strength to lift that mallet and give enough force to smash a watermelon. The grapes, I wouldn't have had a problem with. But the watermelon, I think, for me, would have been hard.
Well, I think everybody had to go back and forth, mm-hmm. right? So, I mean, if you felt like that, then I probably would have done the watermelons, and you could have done the smaller, fruits or whatever.
Right.
So.
But when they got done with it, it seemed like most of them, when they were drinking it, they were really chewing.
Yeah, because it was mostly the pulp or... whatever.
I can't imagine juice. It wasn't like refreshing like I like, cold apple juice. I feel like that's not what it was like.
Well, I mean, at least it wasn't like summertime. It would have been nasty.
Yeah.
Because she said there was like
60
in the 60s. So at least it wasn't, hot outside. That would have made for awful.
It would have been awful.
Yeah. So everybody got their keys, and when the black team got theirs, they said, "Oh, we're going on a flight," which is first time I remember anybody going on a flight. But the image of the little card was not a real flight. It was just like a little, card that looked like a mm-hmm. flight. And I go, "No, I don't think y'all going on a flight. So don't be going to the airport and you wasting all your time." But no, they really flew to their city.
Yes.
So I think why they did that was because of weather.
You think so? Because mm-hmm. I thought it would be because of timing.
No, I think it was weather, because people have driven far like that before, and they gave
2 days.
Like 2 days.
Yeah, season 6.
But during this time of the year, remember when they got there, it was snow on the ground.
Yes.
And driving in higher elevations, it's just going to be snowing all the time.
That is true.
I'm sure that's why they did that.
And for Safety reasons.
Yeah, so having them drive through snow and stuff.
The only other time I remember people flying was in season 3, but everybody flew to that one. So there wasn't like a disadvantage or anything. But I thought that was an interesting little twist. And they stopped their clock while they were at the airport waiting.
Right, yeah. And during their flight.
Yes.
So they started when they
So it was
got
only their
car.
drive time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool.
So let's just talk about the red team for a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
The red team is Amani and Jarrell.
Okay, so Amani and Jarrell, if you're listening, I just have one question for you. You didn't find out you were going on this show yesterday. I'm just going to go with maybe you've never seen this show before. I don't know. But how do you not learn how to read a map before you go on this show? I mean, if you don't know how to read a map, you got to, learn how. I know how to read a map.
I know the premise of reading a map, but I will say this show has helped me want to learn how to read a map better, even though I know I'm never going to be on this show.
Yeah,
but I do want to do my own relative race that you won't let me do.
No, that's crazy. So
we're not going to talk about that?
No. So if we were on this show and I'm going to be driving, so that's just how it goes. But which means you would have to be the navigator.
I could drive.
We would have to learn how to read a map.
Right, and I would. I mean,
you would learn.
I
need
would
to learn how to read a map.
Yeah, I would, and I would learn how to read a map, and I would do it just like I do anything else, and I would be diligent at it, and I would know that this is what I would have to do. I would learn how to read a city map, an atlas. I would do all of that because there's like different maps for like the inside the city versus getting from city to city. Right? Yeah.
I wonder if I could bring my own map.
No,
no, I can't.
No,
I would. See if I can find one of those old Rand McNally big old atlases you used to get from Walmart.
Like my dad
remember
used,
those?
Yeah.
Those
and highlight it with a
you highlight
it or use a red pen on your destination.
That's how you got around before MapQuest came along, and then of course now Google Maps.
Yeah, that's what we used to do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I say we loosely.
Yeah.
I would watch people highlight it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need Team Red to take a crash course on how to read maps.
I think if they don't know by now, I don't know if they're gonna do it overnight.
Maybe
we're gonna wish them well.
Maybe the cousin that she met would be able to help her. But
watch some YouTube videos.
He's the same age as they are, so he probably don't know how to either.
Yeah, that's true.
We really showing our age right now.
We really are.
These young kids don't know how to read a map because they've always had their phone.
Yeah, they've always had turn by turn directions. Yeah,
the little Siri person tell them which way to go.
Yeah.
So, but I ain't mad because I still use it. I mean, I use the phone.
I mean, I do too, but I get lost using my GPS too.
Yeah, so which is ridiculous. That makes no sense.
Really?
None.
Okay.
It literally tells you and shows you where to go.
Well, she must be wrong occasionally because I still get lost.
No, that's not her. That's you.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
So anyway.
I digress.
Yes, so let's talk about these teams. We've been talking for a minute and just naming them their color T-shirt. So, so Team Red is Jarrell and Omani, and Jarrell is the adopted.
Yes,
person.
They're married. They're a married couple, and he was adopted at birth.
Which surprised me that the first person they go to see is Omani's relative, and I was like, "What?" So still, it was weird that, that you would think because he was adopted,
yes,
that they would have met a member of his family first.
Yes, and in the past 2 seasons, which is when they have typically all been adopted teams, they all did meet only the adopted person's family. Mm-hmm. And because they all said, I'm here for you. I'm not anticipating meeting anybody. I want you to meet everybody. And I know that just because they want that, that's not how it happens. But that is how it has happened in the last 2 seasons. So I, too, was shocked that she met somebody, period. And yes, on the first day.
I figured she would meet, one person, but this could be the one, but most of them was going to be, or are going to be.
Yes, I think so too.
They are going to be Jarrell's people, because that's the whole reason they're on the show.
On the show, right.
Yeah, so Team Black is Christine and Pam. So, okay, when I don't remember which one said it, but when she said we're twin sisters, I said where?
I'm guessing one looks like the mom and one looks like the dad.
I mean,
they are definitely fraternal twins for sure.
Like the furthest fraternal you can get.
That's the twins that I would have wanted if we had twins, so I can tell them apart.
But you know what? I thought the whole time they were talking and introducing themselves, I was like, they're adopted. There's maybe something that's not true about what they know. Like,
I thought that too.
They were adopted. Think they're twins.
They were adopted on the same day.
They're really not. And they might be like a year apart or something.
I just figured that they were just born at the same time, and somebody just brought them both home, and they were
and say y'all sisters,
right? And they maybe were born like a day apart or something like that.
I mean, it
that's
could
what I thought. But as of right now, they're twins.
Yeah, because they don't seem to really know all the details.
Yeah, they don't know anything
about anything, and so who's to say that they're really twins? Because honestly, I didn't see it at all.
No.
Maybe as kids, maybe.
No, I saw those pictures and they didn't. No.
I mean, I'm not trying to doubt them and do whatever.
I'm not adding to the story, but I'm just telling you what I thought when I saw it.
Yes, my initial thought was
they were born at the same hospital, maybe a couple of hours apart, and the same couple adopted them both,
more than one,
and they're the same age, so they just grew up as twins. That's what I thought when I first saw it.
Because they were in a house for abandoned, neglected kids, and so who's to say that parent didn't go to there and say, they sleeping together, they playing together. We'll just take both of them.
We'll just take both of those. Yeah, we wanted 2 kids. We'll just take both of them.
So I thought that was interesting.
It is. Because when I
can't wait to see. With them.
Yeah, when I say fraternal, I mean fraternal for real.
Yeah. Team Green is Stephen and Susan, and Stephen is the one that's adopted, and again, Susan is one that I know all my family, so maybe at some point we'll meet one of hers too.
Yeah, and the only information he knows going into this is his biological mother's first name. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to watch his story too. And then there's the blue team, is JT and Kaylee. Yeah. And JT is the one that's adopted, and they're a married couple. Yeah, they're married. With a few kids or something like that. Yeah, so that story was interesting right off the bat too. And so I think for me, every season we always pick a team that we choose to win.
Yes. And sometimes we pick the same team. Sometimes we don't. Yep.
If you don't like it, then that's fine. It's not
for everybody.
We still support all 4 teams. Yes. But we can still choose a team that we like.
Because at the end of the day, only one team is going to win the $50,000.
Absolutely.
And it's not. It's
nothing wrong with that.
It's okay.
It's a game.
It's a competition.
We're choosing a team for the game, and we're going to root everybody on in their family journey. So,
that is true.
So we'll just do that. So for me, I told Trisha before we started that I was looking at Team Black and Team Green as the 2 teams, and I think I'm going to officially say my pick to win is Team Green.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Who did I say?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Team Red.
That's a surprise.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't get the feeling from day one that that they are gonna perform well.
True. I'm definitely going for the underdog.
And I know it's just day one. And they can pick it up. Team Green
from last season turned it around.
Yeah, I was like, Team Green, y'all gonna struggle. Struggle bus.
And they proved us wrong.
Right.
So, yes.
I could be wrong, but that's the whole point of it. You know, we picking our teams and we just
that's what we want to do.
Yep, that's what
so
we do.
With them doing the challenge in the beginning, now that they have their car keys and their destination, they just have to get to their city, take their city selfie, and then they get the address to their families, to their relatives' house.
Yeah, this is again one of those things, like, it's the first episode, so you know they kind of got to get that first one under their belt. And
everybody's on a learning curve.
They'll get better in the next day or two.
Yeah, and you know there's something that you just can't help, like traffic, because a couple teams went through that, and you're just sitting in traffic, and there's nothing that you can do, and you just have to wait. And
so when they started, you know, showing the teams getting to their families, like we mentioned earlier, or I mentioned earlier, that Team Red met Amani's cousin. But the very first one they showed, I believe, if I remember right, was Team Blue.
Yes.
And relative race, they came with the heat on the first person. I was like, oh, snap. They went straight for the brother.
I mean,
and when I was looking at them, they kind of looked alike.
Oh, that's his brother or his first cousin. They real close.
That's what I thought, cousin.
Yeah, I thought that's either his brother or his first cousin, because they look alike in the eyes and nose. Yeah. I could tell. I could see that when he was walking out the door. Because
they usually like save the big ones like that as much as they can because of travel. But, you know, it seems like they save a lot of those like for the middle and the end of the show.
Yes.
So I find that, you know, crazy that they went for the heat and coming right out the gate.
Yeah, and not only that on the first episode, but that was the first relative that they met that day. Mm-hmm. So Team Blue was the first one that they showed who they met their relatives. So the first person that we saw that meet their relative was their brother. Mm-hmm. And they were super excited to see each other, which I know that everybody knows. I mean, they obviously know that they're going to be on a show, so they approved of this and they wanted to meet these people. But it's always so exciting to see how happy the relative is to meet the teammate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know the people on the show that are doing this want to meet their family, but to see the people on the other side of the door is just as excited as they are, that's really important.
Yeah. I don't remember who Team Black met.
Team Black met
is it their cousin?
Their cousin Nick on
their mom's side, I thought.
Yes. His dad and her mom grew up together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was, I just still don't know everybody's names. I have to put my paper up.
But they were,
that's the twins.
Yeah, but they found out that their mother, it has already died.
Mm-hmm. She had already passed in 2017. So that's a lot to take in on the first day. Mm-hmm. Again, like you said, that they, you know, giving them as much information, I think, as they probably ever have on the first day. So they were able to meet somebody who knew her name and had pictures of her. And that's the first time that they had ever seen a picture of their mom as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with them. At least you get that information right off the bat. And you're not spending the rest of the time thinking, is this going to be this? You know, just get that out the way, you know, deal with it, and then, you know, go find out,
and just
you
hope
know,
you get
the
more
rest of the family
about her throughout the journey.
Yeah, for real. And then the last one is Team Green, where Steven met his uncle.
Yes, his Uncle Craig, his mom's brother. And this was very interesting, and I must admit, I was confused. Because Uncle Craig said that he did not know about him because he didn't know about his mom or his sister. But yet he had all these pictures.
I kind of thought about that too. But I think once he found out from relative race, he went looking and did research in preparation for Steven to come see him. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm sure at that point,
far out.
Yeah.
So he had plenty of time to, you know, do his own research so that he could make, and plus he already knew that he needed to tell Steven that his mother had already passed away. So he wanted to be able to, I think he said it, it's like he wanted to be able to show one picture.
Yeah.
You know, and he found it somewhere. So
yeah, and
I think that's what it was.
He said that he wasn't for sure that was his sister. So that leads me, to believe that maybe he had heard about her or whatever. But he did say that I did not know your mother, but I was able to get you this picture, which is important.
Yeah. I tell you, if you are one of those people who, like to see men show emotion, this is the show for you.
Yes, because everybody was crying.
Yes.
Everybody.
Nothing wrong with them, just saying. We're going to see a lot of big grown men crying.
Yes.
We don't typically see that a lot in Relative Race.
No, you don't. But like you said, they brought it the first episode. So I should have had some tissues.
Yeah, so...
they should put tissues in their backpack.
They probably do. We would bring our own.
Well, I would have a box. I sure would.
So let's get to the results. So, of course, if you're a Relative Race fan and you've seen this before, you know that teams come in first through fourth place. The first place team for that day gets a benefit to use the next day. And then the last place team gets a strike. If you get 3 strikes, you go to the house.
That is right.
And so today on the first episode, Team Green came in first place.
They sure did.
And so their day one benefit, it's a big time to me anyway, is that they get to penalize another team on day 2.
I know, but I'm so nervous. I hope this goes well.
Okay, so we talked about this last season, about my strategy.
But it's day 1. Do you really know who to pick on day 1?
Well, for me, if it were me, I would penalize Team Red because they already got 1 strike. If you penalize them and something happens, they get 2 strikes.
And I said this last year, I would penalize whoever came in second because they were close to them. And so if you penalize them, then maybe they'll come in second again instead of first place tomorrow.
Well, I know people out there will say, oh, no, don't penalize the red team. Then they won't get to meet as many people. And I have never seen or heard this, in fact, this is what we do. But they get all their names and stuff, their 10,
oh, no, I've heard Dan 9, say that at Roostead, yeah. So even the team that quit in the middle, they got all the information.
So they don't get a free trip to go see the people. Right,
they have to go home.
But at least they know who
and they have to wait
are.
Until after filming.
So
but they do get all the information.
So I'm going on the strategy side of winning the game, when I'm making those kinds of moves. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah, and I get that, but again, I would go for the second place person just because I feel like they came in second. They're going to really bring it tomorrow and try to get first. So I'm going to penalize them because they already at the top of the pack.
Yeah.
So that would just be me though. But I will say this, that Team Green came in first place and they had the longest drive. They drove for 10 hours.
Yeah, that was a
that in itself, I think that's great.
I didn't realize it was going to be that.
Yeah, because the last few seasons they haven't had those long trips, but they drove for 10 hours and they came in first place. So
yeah, well, that's good for them. And they were even in some traffic too.
Yeah, they got stopped by traffic too.
So they were able to
I know, they danced. They got out and danced during that traffic.
So
why we don't do that?
So they really didn't have a lot. They really didn't have a lot of mistakes.
No, they did good.
And they were the first team out too.
Yes.
From the challenge. So.
Yes, and I feel like that they are not 28 and they read maps a lot.
Well, that could be true. So, anyway. Okay. In the end, Team Blue and Black came in second and third.
Yes.
And they're in those positions. And then, of course, that means Team Red gets the strike.
They got the strike.
First strike.
First strike of the season went to Team Red.
And it has to happen. Some team have to get it. And so, but that's a mark on your team that you picked. So, so hopefully they're going
to get it together. And they're going to get it together and they're going to do fine.
I wonder what the penalty is going to be.
I think Well, the last couple of times it's being pulled over for X amount of time.
A time, yeah.
So I wonder if they're gonna keep with that theme or whatever, or maybe they do something new. But I can't think of anything different that they can do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch.
So, okay, guys, we appreciate you guys for listening and coming along with us as we recap Relative Race Season 8. And we hope that you'll join us again next Tuesday morning where we'll drop Day 2 recap. If you are enjoying what you're hearing, we ask that you subscribe and follow us on all of our social media. I have all the descriptions below. And you got anything else to say?
Yes. Thanks, guys. Bye.
She crazy. Guys, just remember, there's still a pandemic going on.
Stay safe out there.
Please stay safe and get vaccinated.